I'm gonna now bring in the Sci-Fi Hoverbikes into my sequencer to add a little bit of variation to make the animation look a little bit more realistic. Okay, I'm gonna just split this window and let me select the Sci-Fi Hoverbike from here. I'm gonna just bring up my sequencer here, and first let me just lock everything in the sequencer, and I'm gonna select this Sci-Fi Hoverbike and bring it in here. I'm gonna open up transform and open up this rotation parameter. Let me just zoom out here, and let me just bring down this sequencer to just about there, and I'm gonna move this playhead to just about there, let's say, where it completes the turn. I'm gonna now add a keyframe in this rotation parameter on pitch, and I'm gonna give this Sci-Fi Hoverbike a little bit of a bank angle so that the Sci-Fi Hoverbike banks to the right while it takes the turn. So let me just get closer to this thing, and I'm gonna select the Sci-Fi speeder, and let's bank this thing to the right hand side. A 30-degree bank angle, or maybe 40. Um, let's go ahead and type in 45 in here. Okay, a 45-degree bank angle. And I think I'm gonna have to pull this track up on Z-axis as well. So I'm gonna select this track and let's bring it to maybe just about there. And let's move the playhead. I'm gonna move my view just about there, and let's enlarge this window and let's play this animation. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to just move this playhead here, let's say, or maybe here. Copy this keyframe and paste that in here. Yeah, now you can see that this whole bike is banking towards the right as it takes the turn. But it straightens up too quickly, so I think I'm gonna have to find a spot for this keyframe. I'm gonna move it to, let's say, here. Let me just hide the other hoverbike and let's see. Yeah, I think it looks good. Let's play this thing again. Yeah, now you can see that it is gradually straightening up as it completes the turn. So I'm gonna go ahead and do the same thing with the other Sci-Fi hoverbike as well. And for that, I'm gonna close up this thing. And let me just unhide the other hoverbike. I'm gonna select it from the outliner and bring it into the sequencer. I'm gonna move to frame number 24 from where this Sci-Fi hoverbike begins to move. And I'm just gonna go ahead and open up the transform parameter, open up the rotation parameter, and add a keyframe here. Let's move to frame number, I don't know, let's say, I'm gonna have to split the screen and see where I can put the next keyframe. Maybe, yeah, just about there. I'm gonna add another keyframe here, and let's move to frame number 18. I'm gonna type in 45 in here, and let me see. I'm gonna bring down the sequencer, and let me just get closer to this thing. I'm gonna bring up the sequencer, and let's see. Yeah, I'm gonna have to pull up the track of this one as well. I'm gonna select the track and pull it up to maybe just about here, let's say. Maybe just a little bit down on Z2, somewhere around here. And yeah, I think now it looks good. Let me just enlarge this window and see how this animation looks like. Um, yeah, I'm gonna have to add another keyframe. Maybe let's say, I don't know, here. And I'm just gonna copy this keyframe and paste that in here. And let's see. Uh, let's see this again. Yeah, maybe let me just split this window. Yeah, maybe just put this keyframe here, or I don't know. Yeah, let's just keep it here. And I think the movement is a little bit too quick for this one as well. So let's put this keyframe maybe somewhere around here. That's perhaps a little bit too slow. So maybe just about there. Enlarge this thing. And I'm going to bring down the sequencer. Yeah, I think now it looks good. Yeah, okay. The other thing that I'm gonna do in here is to adjust the speed of these two hoverbikes because I think right now it's a little bit too quick. So I'm just gonna now select. I think first I'll have to unlock these two tracks, and I'm just gonna select this keyframe to maybe let's say here and see how the animation looks like. Let me just hide this one for now. Perhaps a little bit quicker, just a little bit quicker. I'm gonna move this thing to just about there. Yeah, I think it looks good. I'm gonna now unhide this one and let me get the idea about the speed of this one. Yeah, it's pretty quick. Yeah, it's pretty quick. So I'm gonna have to just select this keyframe and maybe bring it, I don't know, let's say, let's try here. It's pretty quick. I'm gonna just move this thing to 126. Yeah, I think it now looks good. And the other thing that I'm gonna adjust in here is the uh, movement of the second speeder. I think the second speeder takes too much time to get into the shot. So for that, I'm just gonna move this track to, let's say, 6 frames behind. Let me just bring it here. And of course, I'm gonna now have to bring this one back as well. I'm gonna move it just about there. Let's now play this animation. Yeah, of course, now I'm gonna have to adjust the position as well. So for that, I'm gonna split this window, select the second track from the outliner, and let's push this thing back on x-axis to maybe just about here, let's say. Let's play this animation. No, I think maybe a little bit further back on x. Maybe just about there. Yeah, now it looks good. Yeah, looks a lot better. I'm gonna now save everything. And the next thing that I'm gonna do in here is to add a little bit of, more variation on the sci-fi horror bikes to add a little bit more realism. I'm just gonna now select these tracks and lock them. And I'm gonna open up this track right here. First, let me unlock this. And now I'm just gonna add a little bit of variation on the bank angle of the speeder to make it a little bit more realistic. Okay, so I'm just gonna move the keyframe here and let me just hide the second one. And yeah, right now you can see that after this keyframe, we don't have any kind of movement or any kind of rotation with the speeder. So what I'm going to do is, right now, the last keyframe is at frame number 50. Let's add 12 frames in here and maybe give this thing, oops, I think I mistakenly added a keyframe. And maybe let's say, type in here -4. Yeah, I think it looks good. And then maybe somewhere around 62, 68. No, or maybe 72. I'm just gonna type 0 in here to hold back the bank angle. Yeah, I think it looks good. And then maybe wait another, right now it is at 72. Maybe let's say frame number 90. I'm gonna add, let's say 4 or maybe 2 in here. Yeah, let's just add 2 for now. And then maybe at frame number 120, I'm just gonna type 0 in here. Let's see. Or I think maybe I should add, let's say -4 in here. Let's see how this animation looks like. Yeah, I think it looks pretty good. Now I'm going to do the same thing with this one as well, the second sci-fi speeder. Let me just unhide that one from the outliner. And I'm going to now just move to frame number 58. Let's add, I don't know, maybe 15 frames on this one. I'm just going to type +15 in here. And let's see, maybe a bank angle of, I don't know, -3 or something. Oops, -4 maybe. And say, or perhaps -4 is a little bit too much. Maybe just -2. I'm gonna now move to, let's say, frame number 90 and type in 0 in here. And then maybe 0, -2, 0, and maybe let's say 6 in here. Let's play this animation. No, we don't have much of a variation in here. Maybe I'm just gonna type -4 in here. And then, yeah, let's play this animation. Or maybe let's try -6, I think. Yeah, I think it looks good. Okay. So that's pretty much it for this lesson. And in the next lesson, we'll begin to build up the scene for this animation, add the surface asset, add some background and all that kind of stuff. So I'll see you guys in the next one.